4 million.
More than you ever even dreamed of, more than we ever did together.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most contentious celebs known for making collaboration way more challenging than it needs to be.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Number 30, Christian Bale. The Dark Knight star is often seen as a textbook example of a method actor, although he denies it. He goes to extreme lengths to bring his characters to life. However, in the process, he is known to cross ethical lines. He once snapped at the director of photography on the set of Terminator Salvation after being interrupted. His American Psycho co-star Chloe Sevigny was unnerved by his approach to acting and wished he had been more generous.
I think their undisputed masterpiece is Hip to Be Square. A song so catchy, most people probably don't listen to the lyrics, but they should, because it's not just about the pleasures of conformity and the importance of trends, it's also a personal statement about the band itself. Hey, Paul!
Bale himself admitted to keeping his distance from his co-actors for the sake of his performance. However, in an interview with GQ, he shut down rumors of being difficult, claiming he simply had high standards for his craft.
Nuclear. Enough to level this place. Cover us.
Number 29, Jimmy Fallon. He's known for being one of the friendliest talk show hosts on TV, but found himself at the center of a toxic workplace controversy in 2023.
I just remember I liked you, and he was like, not now. I'm married now. But he was like, oh, well, you can meet. I mean, I don't.
Wait, what?
It's not that way.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Several staff members working on The Tonight Show alleged that he created a hostile environment on set. It was apparently so extreme that it caused employees to tiptoe around him, and they even struggled with their mental health because of it. According to their claims, Jimmy was reportedly entitled, unpredictable, and even showed up to work appearing intoxicated. The fact that he once wore blackface on SNL did not help his image either. Fallon has since apologized for both issues.
It's embarrassing, and I feel so bad.
Number 28, Gene Simmons. The Demon from Kiss has an unholy reputation, to say the least. When he's off the stage, he's best known for his promiscuous nature, unfiltered language, and questionable political opinions. He was accused of sexually assaulting 2 women, including his bandmate Ace Frehley's wife.
I'm a powerful and attractive man, and what I'm about to say is deadly serious. Men are jackasses. From the time we're young, we have testosterone, not validating it or defending it.
He was also called, quote, obnoxious by NPR journalist Terry Gross for his inappropriate remarks toward her. The rocker even got banned from Fox & Friends after he allegedly acted indecently in front of Fox News staff. Gene's wife, Shannon Tweed, tolerated his infidelity for years. She once even walked out of an interview on The Joy Behar Show because she was tired of him joking about his womanizing ways. Personally or professionally, Gene Simmons doesn't seem to be great company.
It's a joke. Where are you going? What are you doing?
Rude.
She's
so
done
rude.
with you.
It's so rude for you to joke about it.
I was
Really
just
funny.
joking
Okay,
because
thank
she's
you.
a comedian.
Here, these back on. It suits you.
Number 27, William Shatner. The Canadian actor's feuds with his Star Trek co-stars are legendary. He was allegedly envious of Leonard Nimoy's popularity and stole Spock's lines to give his character, Captain Kirk, more importance. The 2 actors had a hot and cold friendship for years. Nichelle Nichols, who played Uhura, reportedly considered quitting the film series over his conduct, but Martin Luther King Jr. inspired her to keep going. He also clashed with George Takei, aka Sulu, for decades.
You'll arrest the husband because A, Denny Crane wants you to.
However, Shatner's unsavory behavior apparently does not stop at his co-stars. One Reddit user claimed he allegedly mocked a tall security guard for his height until he almost got assaulted for it. Although this is just a rumor, it doesn't help his so-called difficult reputation. Number 26, Tommy Lee Jones. The Oscar-winning actor is undoubtedly a Hollywood icon. However, people in the industry do not seem to have the easiest time dealing with him. Jim Carrey once famously revealed that Jones refused to, quote, sanction his, quote, buffoonery while they were filming Batman Forever.
He went like to hug me and he said, I hate you.
He is also known to be tough to interview, since he has no interest in offering flowery answers. However, several of Tommy's colleagues have defended him at times. His Men in Black co-star Will Smith asserted that he thoroughly enjoyed working with him. Even Josh Brolin told Entertainment Entertainment Weekly that Tommy made the set, quote, uncomfortable, but in an intriguing way. Similarly, Hilary Swank and Samuel L. Jackson can vouch for his sense of humor. So is he difficult? It depends on who you ask.
Pallid slime in their veins instead of hot red blood. You are more reptile than man, George. So low and flat that the foot of man is incapable of crushing you.
Number 25, Katherine Higgel.
Stop it. I mean it. Stop talking. There is nothing to talk about. Do you understand me? There is nothing to discuss.
The Grey's Anatomy star has a bad rep for being, quote, ungrateful and, quote, unprofessional in her own words. However, any fan who has followed the actress through the years knows that the industry vilified her for having strong opinions. She called out Knocked Up for its sexism, criticized Grey's for allegedly enforcing unsafe working hours, and advocated for a raise on the show. She was also misunderstood for years just because she didn't submit her work on the medical drama for consideration at the 2008 Emmys. A young Higgel reacted by retreating from the public eye. However, now she's back and better than ever.
I think that's when I got really comfortable with my role as the villain.
You know, it's
and really enjoyed it.
Number 24, Mariah Carey.
I'm still always going to be a diva in certain ways, and I don't mean that in the bad sense of the word.
The Songbird Supreme wears her diva title like a badge of honor. Being self-made, she is proudly high maintenance. However, the people around her seemingly have a hard time keeping up. TMZ once reported that Mariah was, quote, a nightmare on the set of American Idol. In another instance, journalist Eamon Holmes said he had to wait hours to interview her and was ultimately told she was too tired to proceed. Even more peculiar are the rules she's said to implement on her personal assistants. They allegedly can't date during their first year on the job and aren't allowed to shed tears in her office. She has also been sued by her former staff members, including assistants and her children's nannies, reportedly over payments. Yikes.
Can you say 3 nice things about Nicki Minaj?
Can you?
Number 23, Russell Crowe.
If you've given me the opportunity, I'm extremely sorry for this whole incident, and I regret everything that took place. And you know, I've apologized to my wife. There's not many things that scare me in this world, but I'm absolutely terrified of disappointing.
The Gladiator actor is infamous for his anger, and for a long time, that was all he made the headlines for. On the one hand, his career was soaring. On the other, his image was deteriorating. He regularly came under fire for allegedly getting into brawls, once throwing a telephone at a hotel concierge and chiding a BBC producer for cutting his BAFTA acceptance speech in 2002. There were rumors of him being violent toward a photographer at one point, but he denied them, claiming he used some choice words to tear people down instead. Crowe's rampages became so common that even South Park had to parody them.
He fights his directors and he fights his fans. It's a problem no one understands.
If there's 2 things he loves, it's fighting and
fighting round the world.
The Oscar winner now regrets his rash actions. Number 22, Terry Hatcher.
Say you're sorry.
Oh, let me go.
Say it.
The Desperate Housewives star reportedly didn't have much of a friendship with her co-stars in real life. Word on the street was that while actresses Nicolette Sheridan, Eva Longoria, Marcia Cross, and Felicity Huffman were pals, Hatcher didn't mesh with them. In fact, when Eva, Marcia, and Felicity gave farewell presents to the show's crew after it concluded, they did so with Vanessa Williams, who was only on 2 seasons. Terry was not involved. Her already damaged reputation took an even bigger hit when a staffer on the ABC show, Patty Lynn, claimed that the writers avoided eye contact with her.
And when she comes back here, I'm gonna shove this picture in her perky little mug, and when she's
not make a scene.
Even her Lois and Clark co-star Dean Cain admitted to her being difficult at times, although he emphasized that working with her was, quote, amazing. Number 21, Marlon Brando. This legend was an eccentric genius, always known for playing by his own rules. His classmate, entertainment executive Alan Shane, once said that he was, quote, impossible to work with, and his Apocalypse Now co-star Dennis Hopper revealed Brando didn't want to be on set with him.
How did things ever get so far? I don't know. It was so unfortunate.
Francis Ford Coppola explained that Marlon was just different. However, his excellence did not justify his behavior. He allegedly turned up half-dressed on the set of The Score and degraded director Frank Oz. He also reportedly refused to learn his lines for The Island of Dr. Moreau. The most ridiculed of his supposed antics was rejecting interviews using his dog's name, Dr. Tim. You might think it was him being funny, but there's no denying that it was deeply offensive.
This is the most outrageous spectacle I have ever witnessed. Look at yourself.
I understand that I must be shocking to you.
Number 20. Tyra Banks, Kenya Hill, Danny Evans, Brooke Burke. What do these people have in common? They've all worked with Tyra Banks, and they've all said that working with her was difficult.
For you, how dare you! Learn something from this!
A number of words have been used to describe Banks, including Queen Bee and Diva, and one former contestant on America's Next Top Model called working with her, quote, psychological warfare.
Yeah. I have nothing but love for my girls.
Another source who worked on Dancing with the Stars verified these claims, telling The Sun that she was a, quote, nightmare who, quote, made wild demands and was, quote, disrespectful to the crew, turning the general work environment, quote, toxic. Banks left the show after only 3 seasons.
I think it's time to graduate from the dance floor to the stock market floor.
Number 19. Hugh Grant. We know Hugh Grant is everyone's favorite British heartthrob, but if the rumors are to be believed, it's actually kind of a dink.
Make sure you massage his cloven hoof.
Girls, I'm suddenly feeling a pain in my arm.
Grant is notoriously misanthropic and refuses to talk about his personal life, making him a very difficult subject to interview.
What are you wearing tonight, then?
Just my suit.
But that is nothing compared to what his co-workers endure. Director Mike Newell claims that, quote, his tongue is maybe too clever for its own good, and many co-stars have reported that Grant is a perfectionist, often demanding countless retakes to get a scene exactly right. And some stars have literally called him a pain in the you-know-what, including Jerry Seinfeld and Jon Stewart, who labeled Grant the worst guest in his show's history.
Did you have a clip with you?
What do you mean a clip?
Number 18. Noel and Liam Gallagher. There are few people as hated in the music industry as the Gallagher brothers, at least professionally.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you.
Both have terrible reputations, known far and wide for their confrontational personalities and general disdain for humanity. Noel Gallagher has arguably got it worse, publicly feuding with the likes of Damon Albarn, Jay-Z, and Phil Collins. But no one hates the brothers more than they do each other.
Don't like each other, man.
The two have a painfully tumultuous relationship, and it's a wonder they managed to write and record music together. Arguments were very frequent, and some eventually led to physical violence, including headbutts and thrown chairs. It was no surprise when the band eventually split, and Oasis has not released a studio album since 2008.
You're my wonderwall.
However, they did announce plans in 2024 to reunite the next year for a world tour. Number 17. Jared Leto. Jared Leto has turned in some unforgettable performances, from the spectacular to the disastrous.
I am Leto.
As a die-hard method actor, he's endured a lot to do his job, and so have his co-stars. As a method actor, he's insisted on some sets that his fellow cast only address him by his character's name, and he's often refused to break that character, to an unreasonable extent. Most famously, he embodied Suicide Squad's twisted Joker role by allegedly sending coworkers nasty gifts in the mail.
I don't want no beef.
You want no beef? You don't want no beef? You don't want no beef?
He's both lost and gained weight for films, with his part as Mark David Chapman in Chapter 27 eventually requiring him to move around by wheelchair. His dedication might be admirable, but the friction it's caused among his colleagues makes him one tough collaborator.
Would you die for me?
Yes.
That's too easy. Would you live for me?
Meanwhile, the fact that the actor and musician faced several sexual misconduct allegations in 2025 doesn't help his rep. Number 16. Madonna. Madonna certainly has accolades and dollars to spare, but it seems like many people have a bone to pick with her. Fashion, music, TV, you name the industry and someone in it has a problem with Madonna. Let's give some examples. Fashion. Giorgio Armani has called her, quote, very difficult. Music. Both Cher and Rufus Wainwright have labeled the pop legend, quote, rude. TV. The hosts of The View called her, quote, disrespectful.
And he said, you know what, you're just too caught up in yourself. Why don't you do something for other people that has nothing to do with what you're going to get out of it? So, I mean, no one ever suggested that to me before.
No.
Wow.
The reasons for this reputation are many, including a generally mean demeanor, often acting spoiled and entitled, ignoring people at events, and having a fierce penchant for being late. So, you know, take your pick. Number 15, Axel Rose. Bandmates, managers, fans if you want to count them as co-workers, any and all have had run-ins with Axel Rose. The Guns N' Roses singer has long been famous for his bad boy image, known for wild mood swings and violent confrontations. He was once sued by an audience member he physically attacked, and he's been sued by band members Slash and Duff McKagan over songwriting credits.
Basically, it was just that I'm done. I think that was...
Who said that?
I did.
He was later sued by another band member, Chris Pittman, over unpaid wages. Oh yes, he was also sued by a former band manager who took Rose to court over nearly $2 million in unpaid fees. We're starting to see a pattern here. Number 14, Joss Whedon. Despite a long and very successful career in Hollywood, Joss Whedon's reputation took a major hit in July of 2020.
The revelation of Joss Whedon's alleged bad behavior continues to surface as former talents come forth about their accounts of harassment and the creation of a toxic work environment, all at the hands of one of Hollywood's most sought-after directors.
This is when he was accused of workplace harassment by Ray Fisher, who played Cyborg in Justice League. Fisher accused Whedon of, quote, gross, abusive, unprofessional, and completely unacceptable behavior. And his statements were backed up by Jason Momoa, who claimed that, quote, serious stuff went down on the set.
You really are out of your mind.
This opened the floodgates, and numerous co-workers admitted that they had a poor time with Whedon. He is reportedly very mean, has made numerous co-workers cry with nasty comments, and tormented Buffy actress Charisma Carpenter, making fun of her religion and even asking if she was going to keep her baby.
You must just look back on that and cringe.
Number 13, Alfred Hitchcock. He may have been a legendary director, but he was an absolute pain to work under.
Good evening, and thank you for being so prompt. I detest being kept waiting.
By all accounts, Hitchcock was notoriously terrible to his actors, despite drawing from them some amazing performances. He once famously said that, quote, actors should be treated like cattle, and James Mason, who starred in North by Northwest, said that he treated actors like, quote, animated props.
Has anyone ever told you that you overplay your various roles rather severely, Mr. Kaplan?
Hitchcock fiercely prohibited performers from improvising or giving him creative suggestions, saying that they should stick to acting and not be involved in the writing and directing processes. And that is not even mentioning his abusive and borderline obsessive relationship with Tippi Hedren, who eventually stopped working with Hitchcock after Marnie, having found him too creepy.
He told me he'd ruin my career. I said, do what you have to do. I don't care. I'm out.
Number 12, Ellen DeGeneres. How the mighty have fallen.
I'm happy to see you. I'm happy you're here. I'm happy you're in a good mood.
Ellen DeGeneres was once an icon, a very popular talk show host, and a trailblazer for LGBTQIA+ acceptance in mainstream media. Now, DeGeneres is widely known for being a tyrant. It all started in July 2020, when former employees of The Ellen DeGeneres Show accused the host of creating a toxic workplace environment.
Toxic, phony, hypocrite, liar. That's what she is.
The reports were many, including instances of, quote, racist microaggressions, ignoring employee accusations of sexual harassment, and firing people for taking bereavement leave and setting up GoFundMes for medical bills. Some have even accused DeGeneres of letting people go simply for looking her in the eyes. Comedian Kevin T. Porter called DeGeneres, quote, one of the meanest people alive.
Welcome to our very last show.
Number 11, Kanye West. Even ignoring Ye's countless controversies outside of the music industry, he's still an incredibly difficult man to work with.
You've been putting up with my ish just way too long.
In 2024, Ye was sued by a security guard who claimed that the rapper often screamed at him, treated him poorly for being black, and forced him to cut his dreadlocks, even though they're a part of his Muslim faith. Frequent collaborator Big Sean has also admitted that Ye is a nightmare, telling the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast that he is, quote, very hard to work with and demands perfection.
Let's have a toast for the scumbags. Every one of them that I know.
Even Nike executives have gotten in on the action, having warned Adidas that doing business with him was an arduous and punishing task.
Oh, baby, I got a plan. Run away fast as you can.
Number 10, Bill Murray.
Is this some radical new therapy?
You see?
Bill Murray has had a long career making great comedies and managed to segue into dramatic roles as well. Unfortunately, over that long career, he's also managed to accumulate a long list of people with unpleasant stories about what it's like to work with him. Gina Davis has written about Murray forcing a massage device on her and yelling derogatory things at her on set. Richard Dreyfuss said that a drunk Murray threw an ashtray at him while filming What About Bob? And a producer on that film has talked about Murray throwing her in a lake following a disagreement. Lucy Liu has also talked publicly about the, quote, inexcusable and unacceptable language Murray directed at her on the set of Charlie's Angels.
Alex, you okay?
She's having trouble with her secret identity, boss.
Aren't we all? Scoot.
Number 9. Shia LaBeouf.
No.
Though he got his start in Hollywood in kids' shows and blockbusters, Shia LaBeouf's growth into an artist and filmmaker surprised many. Over the years, he's made more than a few controversial remarks, engaged in what some would call publicity stunts, and according to some, he can also transform into a bit of a jerk.
Okay, here's the dream. Your B-, dream gone.
Shia is notorious for his temper and belligerent attitude, even leaving the Broadway production of Orphans he was slated to star in due to constant bickering and fights with his co-stars, especially Alec Baldwin.
Now, Baldwin just recently responded via the New York Times, stating he was very disappointed, and regarding what people feel about the events that happened, you expect communications to be private, because everyone wants this process to be as collegial as possible.
According to some, however, LaBeouf was just straight up fired.
No sacrifice. No victory.
Number 8. Edward Norton. Edward Norton is one of the finest actors in the industry, so it comes as no surprise that he takes his craft extremely seriously.
Quit your crying. I can't understand a goddamn word you're saying. You little sissy, you make me sick.
We repeat, extremely seriously. In fact, Norton has a reputation for shadow directing.
If you come near Danny again.
He sat in on the editing for American History X because he didn't trust Tony Kaye, and often clashed with the studio during The Incredible Hulk over creative differences. While the people behind the film said the dispute was blown out of proportion in the media and a promo tour was planned for the movie, Norton didn't do any promotion following its release. So yes, by all accounts, he is that one employee who tells everyone else how to do his or her jobs.
You look at me when I'm talking to you.
Number 7. Jennifer Lopez.
Why don't you just get yourself straight and we can put this whole thing behind us?
While 2019's Hustlers was very well received, Lopez's earlier work didn't do wonders for her reputation.
Huh?
Gobble, gobble.
Although she's known as a very hard worker, Jenny from the Block has been called out in the past for so-called diva behavior.
You did not just poke me! Don't you touch me, you two-bit tramp! Oh!
She's been said to often make ridiculous demands, like numerous 5-star hotel rooms to stay in and her own private plane so she can travel in true diva style. All on someone else's dime, of course.
She was supposed to be going to India to perform, but she asked for a private plane. She also asked for an exorbitant amount, that's what they're saying, of hotel rooms for her huge entourage.
And the kicker? She refuses to perform if her demands are not met. We guess it's too bad her demands were met in the case of Gigli.
What?
Number 6. Steven Seagal.
The police are looking for you, but I'm gonna have to kill you first.
It seems increasingly difficult for Seagal to find credible work these days. Lord knows it's been a long, hard minute since the last time he had a box office hit. That may have something to do with the fact that he's supposedly a nightmare on set. Not only is Seagal cited as being highly critical of others, he's also been known to physically intimidate cast members.
And he Aikido'd me against a brick wall. Pow! Knocked all the air out of me. I was like, what?
Yeah. He purportedly slammed comedian John Leguizamo against a wall simply for laughing at him. Because, you know, comedians aren't allowed to be funny. We'll put it this way. Henry Rollins has stated he'd rather drink latex paint than work with Seagal.
If you thought you could save the world, but nobody would know it, and you might have to give your life in doing it, would you do it?
Number 5. Leah Michelle.
What can you do when you're good isn't good enough? When all that you touch tumbles down.
Don't sit there and assume the cast of Glee reflected its show's name when the cameras were not rolling. Rather, Leah Michelle, who played one of the singing stars, Rachel Berry, apparently took on the cutthroat mentality of a real high school diva when it came to her behavior on set.
Don't use the fact that Jesse and I once had feelings for each other as an excuse for my inevitable win.
According to reports, Michelle was rude to all involved with production, making the cast and crew stand around and wait extensively until she was ready to begin shooting. Crew members also claim Michelle refused to speak to junior members of the Glee staff. On top of that, in 2020, Glee co-star Samantha Ware said Michelle made her first television gig, quote, living hell, and described repeated instances of traumatic microaggressions towards the black actress. She got better press in her recent Broadway appearance, but was that a real change or just damage control? Number 4, Shaun Penn.
Shaun Penn, you rude. Dumb, rude, and full of farts. You stanky Shaun, real-time stanker.
When it came out in early 2016 that infamous Mexican drug lord El Chapo met and interviewed with actor Shaun Penn, the most reasonable question asked by the public was, why? What qualifications does Penn have?
Forget about blame. We're going to put all our focus, all our energy, all our billions of dollars on the bad guy.
Well, if he were to respond to that question, we probably wouldn't be able to publish it due to explicit language and its overall awful message. Though known as a great actor, he is also famous for allegedly being incredibly rude and an overall jerk.
Well, I'm not going to do that.
And although they are indeed serious, we won't even discuss the allegations of domestic abuse lobbied against him. And instead, we're just going to focus on his very real identity as a nightmare to work with.
My own little daughter, and I can't even cry for her.
Allegedly hostile and intimidating. He's not someone you want to share the screen with. Number 3, Mike Myers.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Pick your jaw up off the floor. We weren't expecting it either, but apparently this funny man is not nearly as fun as his characters. The Austin Power star has been constantly called, quote, moody and temperamental, and many complain about the degree of control Mike Myers feels he should be able to exhibit over the cast and crew.
Right now we've got freedom.
Many executives in the industry have simply refused to work with him, and rumor has it he even had a crew member fired for looking him in the eyes on a particularly bad day. Not groovy, baby.
Well, that's where I see things just a little differently. Contract or no, I will not bow to any sponsor.
Number 2, Klaus Kinski.
Listen, the children of the night make their music.
Even the most difficult of actors tends to make a few friends in the industry. And even if they don't, sometimes you can put up with the worst of the worst if they're simply that damn talented. And then sometimes you have people like Klaus Kinski, who was reportedly so difficult that nobody gave him a second chance. Though not a household name, the German actor appeared in over 100 films throughout his long career. Despite that extensive list, Kinski only ever worked with one director on multiple occasions. All the others refused to deal with him again. To put it bluntly, Kinski has been described as insane. Prone to frequent blow-ups, there really is no comparison to his madness.
Ich spiele es jetzt so, ich will und aus. Gut, ja, aber wir müssen natürlich wissen. Endlich aufhören, mit ihr Hausfrauenanweisungen zu geben.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Chevy Chase.
What a cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life snake lick.
Who hasn't Chevy Chase pissed off? Kindly regarded as perhaps the biggest grump in Hollywood, Chase has been described as an indefensible, cruelly vicious put-down artist.
Put yourself down, Al.
As early as his SNL days, Chase was burning bridges with the likes of John Belushi, Bill Murray, and the writers. He's talked serious smack about most big names in the industry. Some notables include Will Ferrell, Howard Stern, Kevin Smith, and Bill Maher. More recently, Chase destroyed the one good thing he had going with the cult classic show Community.
Chevy, how you feeling about the Dan Harmon stuff?
The what?
Dan Harmon.
Who's that?
He heavily criticized the series and showrunner while he was still a cast member, and was known to have extremely offensive on-set tirades. We can't imagine Chase has many friends left.
Every man should be punched in the face. It's a rite of passage.
Do you think any of these stars are actually misunderstood? Share your thoughts in the comments.
I think that's when I got really comfortable with my role as the villain.
You know, it's
and really enjoyed it.